Continuation of Pesach. This is Shar Chag Hamatzot. It says in the pasuk, "Shesh yamim tochal matzot, uvayom hashvi'i atzeret laHashem Elokecha." 6 days you shall eat matzos, and the 7th day will be atzeret for Hashem, your God. The sages say about this, it says, "Ma shvi reshut, av shisha reshut, laila rishona chova." Everyone knows that the only day that it's an obligation to eat matzah is only the first night. That's it. Every other day is just, you could if you want to. So the sages learned it out from saying, what is, just like the 7th is, you don't have to, so to all 6 you don't have to, but the first night you have to.
It's written in Shivas Yamim Tocham.
Right.
So it's a mitzvah.
Some psach, you mean?
It's a mitzvah hues, but not a mitzvah hues.
Right.
So in other words, if you do eat the Gra holds this way, that every kazayas you have during the 7 days of Pesach, fulfillment of this general mitzvah of 7 days you shall eat matzahs.
Interesting, yeah.
But that's again the difference between a kum aseh, got up and do like you have to do the first night to eat matzah,
right,
than the other day.
Right. Okay, so why is the shvi'i a reshut, which means you don't have to do it? Why is that the 7th day that came? And what do we have to eat matzahs for? What is why is there a mitzvah to eat matzahs? The Zohar says, Amru de matzah nikra michla de mehemnuta. What is that? No, the mehemnuta. It means the food of faith, yeah.
Yeah, but not over there.
Oh, another place.
There's one place, the Hamatzot, and then the michla, the Tzfat.
Yeah, of healing.
Healing bread.
Yeah.
Here it says bread of Amunah.
Yeah, it says the first day is Amunah, 2nd day is healing. That's if you're in Chutz Haaretz. Okay, so now, this is what does it mean that it's the food of faith? It says in the pasuk, "V'ro'eh emunah," shepherd faith, which means ve'ena pirush emunah hi haro'eh. It doesn't mean that the emunah is the shepherd, but rather that there is a shepherd, and it sustains and it gives over emunah. So the shepherd gives over emunah. That's what it means, ro'eh emunah. The ro'eh gives over the emunah, like has to feed the flock by emunah. The shepherd has to feed the flock by giving them emunah. As is known that the Jewish people are called emunah, Chesed Yisrael. It says that we are ma'amanim b'Hashem echad, we believe in the one God. Ve'utba emunah zu b'nafshotam. We got emunah in our souls as a Yerusha. A Yerusha means inheritance from our forefathers. And they were a merkava to the Torah. So since they were a merkava to the Torah to such an extent that they acquired a part in their soul that they're able to give over to us until the end of time. And now how do you feed this emunah? You have to add light into it. It's through the shepherd that is giving emunah into your soul, as it says Israel. So through eating the matzah, you also strengthen your emunah in your heart, and that's why it's called the food of faith. So why is that the case? How do you understand this? So it says we have to first understand the source of emunah. What is it? Because it says, "Anochi Hashem Elokecha asher hotziticha me'eretz Mitzrayim." I am Hashem your God who took you out of the land of Egypt. As the Mefarshim asked, "Lama lon amar yoter pele min Ness le'yitzias Mitzrayim?" Why didn't the pasuk say something more wondrous than leaving Mitzrayim? Vu asher barat shamayim va'aretz. Say, I am Hashem, your God who created the heavens and the earth. What's more impressive, taking of Mitzrayim or creating the heavens and the earth? Sounds like creating the heavens and the earth is a more impressive thing, right? The miracles of Mitzrayim was only something from just something. Like the blood that was from water to blood, right? It turned from water to blood, so it's something that existed to something else that existed. But when Hashem creates the heavens and the earth, it's yesh mi'ayin. It's something from nothing, so that's more impressive. So the concept is, really it's true that the heavens and the earth were created from nothing to something, yeah? This is actually not considered a wonder to Hashem's essence, because we know that all the creation and all the things that were created in them, They're only from Hashem's speech alone. As it says in the word of Hashem, I have done. And we know the concept of speech. Down here, it's just a revelation alone. And it's not the essence of the person at all. So to Hashem's speech that He created with is only just a revelation of a small, part of His essence that was revealed, and it's like nothing compared to Hashem. That means all creation is nothing compared to Hashem. Okay, so now, and it comes to, and this speech of Hashem is called Hashem's Malchus, the midah of Malchus, which is the source of all the life and all the creations as known. For example, if someone has the midah of Malchus, She'en al anshe medina rakit pashut mitziut malchuto, the people of the country only feel the king's Malchus, and they don't feel his essence at all. Aval legdulato atzmi barach ein lachika, but Hashem's real greatness is no way to perceive it, and there's no limitations at all. That's why it's called Ein Sof. Amnam, however, lefi shu ba'atzam Ein Sof, since Hashem is infinite, so therefore Hashem's light is also spreads out infinitely. Because in relation to the midos, so to the what comes out of it comes out, and it's also infinite. So to this revealed ray, which is Hashem's speech, as is known from the writings of the Arizal, it went with no bounds and went infinitely, which represents the 50,000 yovels. What does that mean? That it goes so high, and all that is only Hashem's midah of Malchus alone. And it's known that the Chasdei Umat Olam, the nations of the world, they say we believe and we understand that there's a godly life force in everything we see, and they know that it's also yesh me'ayin. And some of them will actually be affected from this, and they won't do bad. So why is there only a munah that we're saying it's for the Jewish people? All the nations could understand that there must be something creating the world, and therefore some of them will actually change their ways because of it, and they believe in God too. So what's the difference? The concept is De'im lo tiyeh hitpalut rak mehitbaranut yesh mayim milvad lo lezot hushpala nefesh elokit. If we would just think about how Hashem created the world from nothing to something, that is not why your soul came down to this world, because also all the nations are able to understand that. As it says, Atarat ladat ki Hashem Elokim. This is the Emunah. Okay, but when we're talking about the power that Hashem has within the creation, that's not considered a munah. Basically, to believe that there's a God that created the world and is giving life force to the world. And if He would take away His life force and the world would stop being, that's not a munah. That's obvious.
I don't know.
Right? So he's saying, we're going to explain what a munah is. Why? Because actually the eyes of flesh can actually also come to the same conclusion, that there must be something giving this life. So that's not a munah. But since the godly soul is in this very thick thing called klipos noga, which is the body, so you have to contemplate the concept of yesh mi'ayin, something to nothing, in order to take off the blindness of your fleshly eyes that only see the secondary thing, and they think that's the main thing. Our eyes are trained that the physical things are the main thing, because that's all we see. Now, why, when you're praying, part of it is you have to contemplate this concept that Hashem's creating things yesh mi'ayin. So you have to start taking off these blinds off your eyes that are trained to see physical as the main thing, and you have to start seeing things that are spiritual. And prayer is where you actually are able to do that. Okay, so there, ve'en masigim bitla tafel yesh legabe ena ikar. And you come to recognize that everything physical is really nullified to the spiritual godly power that's giving it life from nothing to something in all moments. Okay, and this is actually the whole Seder of Tefillah and all the different praises we say in our prayers is coming to this conclusion that there's a godly life force behind everything physical, and you're training yourself to be connected to that and to see that there's really just Hashem behind everything. How Hashem is the master of all the things, and the kavana is to take from yourself the thing that's separating you, the physicality of your body, until you implant in your animal soul that these things are secondary in relation to the main thing, which is everything is nothing before Hashem. And we see this in the tefillah and the psukim, like all of the brachas of Yotzer Or, HaMelech HaMeromam, Dibra Lakim Chaim, Melech Olam, Baruch Shamar, Psukei de Zimra. Everything is according to this idea.
May I say something?
Yeah.
This is like mid-level prayer. This is middle level. This is when you get to look and you see Hashem involved in everything in life and everything that's...
Yeah.
There's much that goes above.
You
Once
go
you
higher,
get to
yeah.
that, then you know, like...
What's different, this is the level where you're saying, where you come to love Hashem from within the world. It's called Ahavat Olam. But there's Ahavat Rabbah, where you love Hashem so much that the love is so strong it cannot be contained in the kalim of your heart. That's different. That's a different type of contemplation. I plan after do this, after Nissan. There's a book I have on it over here. I just got it. I just brought it here. It's called Kuntris Hispilus. It means the kuntris on being excited during prayer. And there's a lot of different levels it talks about, but people are going to come to their sad reality that they're still in the first level called imagination. Didn't get anywhere yet.
We've already talked about
We're getting there, okay. You have to know what's going on before you could fix it, right?
When you get to those higher level prayers,
Yeah, when you actually, that's what you need. You need serious mitzrayim, so you actually create a midah. Without that, you're in imagination, okay? Sorry to spill the beans. This is what's going on. You have to work at it, or else you're not gonna, Now, and we talk about Psukei de Zimra, how one word of Hashem could create all creations. That's what it says, Baruch Shamar, V'haya Olam. That's the kavanah for saying that, okay? As explained in the first chelik of this. This is the Siddur, so it literally goes through the Siddur and explains each part.
You're saying it's imagination.
Well,
what I called intellectuality.
Oh yeah. Well, with intellectuality, as we explained in the previous Maimer, is when the midah is stuck in the meitzar of bina in your brain, and that means you're in Mitzrayim. So basically, the midah is just in your mind, and you can't come out. So we learned. So how do you get it out? You need the Abba and Ima to malbish the zroot of Arich Anpin, and you could leave Mitzrayim, okay? And then the midah could come out, and your heart could actually turn into like a real thing, not just in this. Okay, so now, in the mitzvah of the yichud of Kriyat Shema, when we say Shema Yisrael, it's a very high level from all the praises that we did before that. And everything we did before the Kriyat Shema was just a preparation to say Shema Yisrael. Why? What does it mean, Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad? It's understanding Hashem's essence, which is not the case when you're understanding the life force within creation, that it's only understanding Hashem's existence. Okay, there's a difference in Metzius and Mahut. Metzius means the way things exist, like you're explaining how the thing works or whatever it is. Then the Mahus is the thing itself. It's like when you're talking to your friend, you're talking about what's your favorite color, what's your favorite food. You don't really know the person yet, right? And then then you know the person himself. It's a whole different thing. So the Shema is when you know Hashem himself, okay? And that's what it says, V'ahavta Hashem Elokecha. HaMeyuchad leNefesh Elokit Bilvad. And this is only for the godly soul alone. And this is the Emunah that was given to Knesset Yisrael alone. What is this Emunah that we have? Which means all the nations can understand that there's a power a godly life force that's enclosed in the worlds and giving life to the worlds, and if it was removed, the worlds would go and nullify themselves, they wouldn't be anything, and if we come to the conclusion that there's a God behind all things, when the Jew has the ability to do Shema Yisrael. So now what is he doing in Shema Yisrael? That you believe in the Sov of Kol Almin, which means the light that transcends the world, that's beyond Hishtalshlus, and the Hashpa, and the spreading forth and the revelation of the light. And from this level called the Atzmus and the Mahus of the Orient Sof, like for example, the essence of a person, Shin Gilui Hadibur Aroch Loklal, that when you hear the person speak and you're hearing the words that he's saying, it's nothing in relation to the essence of the person at all. And to the person, so just like Hashem's essence, to the nations, they don't have a portion inside of it. Only we, the Jewish people, got a portion of the Chelek Elokah to be part of Hashem's essence. Then we have the special mitzvah of Shema Yisrael, which is showing on the concept of the Sov Kol Almin that we could actually know Hashem on that level beyond any Hishtalshlus. That is the Emunah in Hashem. Because in Hishtalshlus, everyone could do that. Everyone comes to that conclusion. And this is what it means, Anochi Hashem Elokecha. It means Anochi Misha, Anochi I am who I am. That's higher than any revelation and spreading forth, until it's not even grasped in understanding and knowledge in the creations and the emanations. And this is who I am, that's higher than understanding, as it says, Yeshit Choshech Sitzro, which is the concealment of the essence. That Havaya is our Elokeinu. It's Elokecha. This is our God, that we understand that this essence is our God. We're able to connect to such a deep level beyond even a person's understanding. Okay, it's finished paragraph. Because the Jewish people alone, Hashem came down from his place and he clothed himself and contracted himself, and that's what it says, Ataret Ladat, you have made known to know that Hashem is Elohim, that Sov Kol Almin is Elohim. In a complete sense, not that he's Elohim alone, like the rest of the nations that call him the God of gods, as is known. And from this we can understand, to explain what the question of the Mefarshim. Because the creation of the heavens and earth is only from Hashem's revelation of the light of the speech. That is nothing compared to the essence. And that's not a wonder at all. But when it says Anochi, Misha Anochi, he's the one who took you out of Me'eretz Mitzrayim, from the 10 crowns of Noga, the lowest places, to believe in the essence of the Orient Sof. Well, that's a wondrous thing. Okay, we'll pause it here.